Hey everyone, gather round and let me tell you a story. A story that begins with dreams and promises, with hopes as high as the mountains and as vast as the plains. A story about a land overflowing with riches. Riches that were not just in the form of gold and jewels, but something even more valuable. A land where oil flowed like rivers, promising everyone a good life and a bright future. This, my friends, is the story of Venezuela, a country that was once the envy of the world, with its vast oil reserves and potential for prosperity. Or at least, how it was supposed to be. The reality, however, turned out to be far more complex and challenging. Welcome to Venezuela, where grocery shopping is an extreme sport. Imagine gearing up for a marathon, but instead of running shoes, you grab a shopping cart. The aisles are your track, and the finish line? Well, that's finding basic necessities. It's like a treasure hunt, but instead of treasure, you find empty shelves. Picture yourself following a map, only to discover that the X marks the spot where nothing is available. The disappointment is real and constant. Need milk? If you're lucky, you might find some after searching for 3 days in 10 different stores. The quest for milk becomes a daily saga, with each store visit adding to the frustration. It's a test of patience and perseverance. And bread? Forget it, unless you're friends with the baker. The aroma of freshly baked bread is a distant memory for many. Only those with connections can hope to get their hands on a loaf. Forget ordering online. This is a whole new level of scarcity. The convenience of online shopping is a luxury that doesn't exist here. Every click leads to disappointment as out-of-stock messages flood the screen. People wait in line for hours, not for the newest phone, but for basic things like food. The lines stretch endlessly, with people holding empty baskets, hoping to fill them with essentials. It's a daily struggle that tests the limits of endurance. It's like Black Friday every single day, but without the sales or the fun. The rush, the chaos, the pushing and shoving, all for the chance to grab whatever little is available. It's a stark contrast to the festive shopping sprees we're used to. Ever dreamed of being a trillionaire? Move to Venezuela. It's the place where money grows on, well, it doesn't grow at all because it's basically worthless. Imagine your paycheck going up by thousands of % and you still can't buy a loaf of bread. That's hyperinflation. It's like playing Monopoly where the bank gives out trillion-dollar bills like they're nothing. It's enough to make your head spin. Nicolas Maduro, captain of this ship. Don't ask where it's going. Imagine being on a ship with no clear destination, the captain looking more confused than the passengers. That's the current state of Venezuela's economy under Maduro's leadership. So, how did Venezuela end up in this economic mess? The story begins with its over-reliance on oil. For decades, oil was the backbone of Venezuela's economy, bringing in vast revenues and creating a sense of prosperity. However, this dependence on a single commodity made the economy extremely vulnerable to fluctuations in oil prices. When oil prices plummeted, so did Venezuela's fortunes. The government failed to diversify the economy, leaving it exposed to external shocks. Mismanagement and corruption further exacerbated the situation. Instead of investing in infrastructure and other sectors, funds were misused, leading to widespread inefficiencies and a lack of basic goods. The result? Hyperinflation, shortages of essential items, and a mass exodus of citizens seeking better opportunities abroad. The government's response has been to blame external forces, but the root causes are deeply internal. The people who disagree with the government's narrative, opposition leaders, and anyone who dares to question the status quo face severe repercussions. This has created a culture of fear and repression. Even the Tooth Fairy. Apparently, they're all trying to ruin Venezuela. It's a surreal blame game that leaves the country in a perpetual state of crisis, with no clear path to recovery. In Venezuela, even the protests show how great the economy is not. Forget Wall Street. Watch the streets of Caracas for the real economic news. When you see thousands of people marching and shouting for change, you know the economy is doing super well. Sarcasm. It's like a huge street party, but instead of confetti, there's tear gas. Remember, happy people are quiet people. And in Venezuela, things are definitely not quiet. They had everything: the oil, the resources, the chance to be successful. Then, they decided to change things up. Not the economy, of course, but their ways of messing it up even more. It's like winning the lottery and using the ticket as a bookmark. Now, the oil wells are running dry and the only thing booming is the sound of empty stomachs. Looking for an adventure? Want a real thrill? Come to Venezuela, where every day is a surprise. Just kidding! Don't come here. Seriously, don't. Unless you like long lines, empty stores, and the chance of getting caught in a protest, maybe go somewhere else. But hey, at least the beaches are nice. Or they were, before the oil spills. Now you better like this video and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to remain uninformed, or else you might find yourself in the same situation as the people of Venezuela. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.